Hello there, and welcome back to Aqua Plays Dragon Age Origins. We just left Denerim and are now back at camp. And the first thing I'm going to do is check to make sure, see if we have any level ups on anyone that wasn't with me that we need to take care of. Yeah, it looks like Sten's got a level up. Oh, a couple level ups actually. Okay. So we will want to definitely get up his constitution a bit here. Maybe a little dexterity, and then mostly, yeah, maybe a little more dexterity here. Okay. And then we'll want to get him more tactic slots here. And let's see, these passive bonuses would be nice, so we'll probably go for that here, and then let's see what we got under two-handed, so... Large bone bones against columns and other constructs. That would be nice to get before we head to Orzammar, but we probably aren't going to be taking Stan into Orzammar though, so let's see. Each attack offers a chance to stun the opponent. That would definitely be really nice. Reducing penalty attack and defense from powerful swings. I'll just go with stunning blows. That's probably just generally pretty good for now. And let's see, anyone else? Need some leveling up here. No, looks like we're good. Okay, then we'll need to check. I have to give some people equipment, namely Zevran, because he just joined up with us and we haven't had a chance to give him anything quite yet. Let's see. Liliana, did we get any rings for you? You can't really use that ring, so not really. Let me see. Stan, do you want to use this? No, I think what you got is better for now. Zevran, we definitely probably want to give you some stuff here. Let's see. Usually I do like double. I mean, sometimes it can be good to do double. It's like the sword and the dagger. He just doesn't have enough strength for those yet, okay. This would be a lot more damage than the crow dagger, so probably swap that out for now. Do we want Brigand's bow for Liliana, or she? Oh, she needs more dexterity, okay, gotcha. That's it for weapons. Let's see, armor. Yeah, so we'll give you some scale armor. And then we could give you this, I suppose, just for the sake of it for now. Let's went back to that. And then I guess that's really all I have to give you. I don't even have a helmet to give you right now, so you know, that's pretty much it. Maybe swap out. See if we can give Morrigan this ring and swap it out for someone to give someone else something else. Oh yeah, that would probably be good. Swap that out and give that to Zevran here. Okay, and then we can go ahead and sell extra stuff here just to make space.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me.
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Just sell off some of this stuff here. Let's see. That's probably it for now. Don't need any of this armor, I guess, pretty much. Oh, and then I don't... Okay, I might have some gifts here. Mostly just stuff for Ogren and Wynn and Loghain. I can give Liliana this symbol of Andraste, I suppose. That's probably about it for right this second. Should I pick up some crafting stuff? Probably while I'm here. Give me some flasks, some distillation agents. There we go. Anything else I want from here? Probably not really right now. All the good stuff that I still would want is generally expensive. We do need some, like, accessories here, so... Let's see. None of these are really worth grabbing, though, so I think we're just good with that. And these are all just... Oh! Wait, I never got a backpack from him? Was this... How long has this been here? How long have I been missing that backpack? I honestly don't know. Oh, and we can get another necklace from Morgan here. The rest of this, I think, is DLC stuff, though, that we don't want to bother with. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's give a couple more gifts, then, while we're at it. Here you go, Liliana.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
And Morgan, have another necklace.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
Okay, and then I guess we can go ahead and make our rounds talking to people here.
Yes.
See if we can actually talk to Sten about anything. What were you doing in that cage?
Sitting, as you observed.
That's not what I meant.
It's what you asked.
Fine, let's drop this for now.
Parshera, was there anything else?
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Actually, never
Very
mind.
well.
Discuss something you mentioned.
Speak, then.
Okay,
Then
nothing.
I suggest we move on.
Nothing more for Sten right now.
As you wish.
Probably nothing more till I get some gifts to sweeten him up a bit here. What about you, Liliana?
Yes?
Like to talk?
Well, here I am.
You were traveling minstrel. Do you have tales to share?
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
Tell me about Darkspawn.
Chantry lore says it is man's pride that created the Darkspawn. In ages past, the mages of the Tevinder Imperium ruled much of the world we know. In their pride, they thought their magics invincible and imagined that they were greater than the Maker himself. So thinking, they invaded his golden city, planning to take it for themselves and depose their own creator. But they were impure and full of sin. And it is with the sin that they tainted the golden city, corrupting it forever. The Maker cursed them and cast them from his sight. Wherever they went, they spread the taint of their sin. Any land that was touched by the taint became blighted and would suffer no life. Instead, the Darkspawn arose to torment us and remind us of our hubris.
Right then. Know any stories from Orlais?
Of course, Orlesians enjoy telling stories. I shall tell you my favorite tale of Aveline, the Knight of Orlais.
Go ahead.
A long time ago, a girl child was born to a farmer. He had hoped for a son, not a daughter, and so he told his wife to abandon the child in the woods. Before the cold could claim her, the baby was found by a tribe of Dalish elves who took pity on the poor mewling thing and raised her as their own. Aveline, for that is what they called her, grew strong and quick and clever under the guidance of the elves. She learned to wield the sword as well as any man, could kill a deer with an arrow at 100 paces, and was as graceful on the back of a horse as she was on foot.
Continue, please.
Aveline's Dalish guardians saw that she could easily best any Orlesian chevalier in battle, and wanted to show the cruel humans the child they had left to die. They bestowed upon her a fine horse and armor, and sent her to prove herself to her people in the grand tourney. Now in those days, no woman was allowed to take up arms, let alone compete in the grand tourney, but Aveline kept her helmet on and was not discovered.
Go on.
Aveline won many events and gained the approval of the adoring crowd. Eventually, she came face to face with the knight Kaleva in the grand melee. Aveline had already bested him in the joust, and Kaleva was determined not to lose a second time. Out of desperation to regain his honor, Kaleva tripped Aveline and tossed her to the ground, ripping off her helmet as he did so. Silence fell upon the arena as Aveline was revealed. Kaleva declared the previous competitions invalid. A woman had taken part, and this was not allowed. But the crowd cheered for Aveline. Kaleva was furious, for he had lost to a woman and was now being shamed. Blinded by his rage, he forced Aveline to her knees. "Know your place, woman," cried he, and slit her throat.
That's terrible.
The son of the king, Prince Freyan, was present. He recognized Aveline's skill and bravery and began to see the injustice done to the women in his land. When he was made king, he rewrote the laws of Olay so that women could also become chevalier. He honored Aveline and knighted her after her death. And to this day, any female who is knighted reveres Aveline the Brave, for she is the patron of all women chevalier.
Do you know any Ferelden legends?
I know one, told to me by my mother a long time ago. It always chilled me to the bone. Maybe you have heard of Flemeth?
I met a Flemeth in the Kokari Wilds.
Are you sure? Was she the Flemeth of legend? Flemeth, the devourer of men? Flemeth, mother of witches? Flemeth, demon-touched, who dwells in the mists?
She looked like your average old woman.
Well, if Flemeth really exists, she would be very, very old indeed. Ferelden mothers scare their daughters with talk of Flemeth. They say that if you're bad, Flemeth will spirit you away and bind you to her forever. They also say that Flemeth mourns her lost beauty and will steal yours through your looking glass if she catches you.
Flemeth was once beautiful.
Flemeth's beauty was known throughout the land. She had hair like unto a moonless night, skin as pale as winter's first snow, and eyes as beautiful and perilous as the sea. When she came of age, she came to the attention of the Lord of Highever, Conobar, and he took her for his wife. Conobar soon learned that his young bride had the gift of magic. He kept this a secret, for he feared that she would be taken from him. Flemeth stayed with Conobar for some years, and with his blessing, she practiced her art. And then one day, a young poet named Osen came to the castle. Flemeth was captivated by Osen's voice, and he by her beauty, and they fell in love.
What happened then?
Flemeth longed to be with her true love, and she and Osen fled from Conobar's lands, seeking refuge in the Kokari Wilds with the Chasing tribes. They lived there happily for many a year, till the day Flemeth received news that Conobar was dying and longed to see her face one last time. Flemeth's heart swelled with pity for the man who once was her husband, and begged Osen to return to Conobar's side with her. But when Flemeth and Osen entered Highever, they were captured by Conobar's men, and Osen was slain in front of Flemeth's eyes. Flemeth was imprisoned in the highest tower of the castle, there to await Conobar's judgment on her. Distraught at the loss of her love, Flemeth plotted revenge against her husband. She summoned a fey demon, intending for it to wreak vengeance on Conobar. But a spell went awry. The demon possessed Flemeth. Turning her into an abomination, the halls of the castle ran red with blood as Flemeth slaughtered Conobar and all his men. The last of Flemeth's humanity melted away, and at dawn, she stole back to the wilds to plot and scheme for 100 years. They say she took to her side many Chasing men, and with their help, begat her daughter witches, who even now prowl the dark places of the Kokari Wilds.
There was another story I wanted to hear.
Which one?
Do you know anything about the Dalish?
I have heard a little about how the elves gained their freedom from the Tevinter Imperium. When Andraste began her exalted march against the Imperium, the elves joined her cause to fight their masters. The great elven leader, Shatan, born in captivity, rose up to lead his people. He foresaw a future where the elves were free. Shatan was killed when Andraste was betrayed, but the elves continued to fight, eventually breaking free of the Imperium. The elves claimed the Dales in the south and settled there in a land of their own.
It didn't last.
The elves lived in the Dales for centuries. They resurrected the worship of the elven gods and would allow the building of no chantry. This angered the chantry, and the hostility between the two factions finally broke out in open war. The chantry says the elves struck first, but I do not know whether to believe it. The chantry declared a wholly exalted march against the elves, named for Andraste's similar march against Tevinter. During the exalted march of the Dales, the elven cities were sacked, and the elven state completely dissolved. Some of the elves bitterly accepted their fates and surrendered to human rule, living in the human cities as second-class citizens. But others, still fiercely proud of their heritage, refused to bow to the humans, and instead became homeless wanderers. They were the elves of the Dales, the Dalish.
What do you know about Andraste?
Andraste was the Maker's chosen. The Maker had long since abandoned the world when the sound of her singing turned his ear. Beauty, grace, and wisdom enraptured him, and he offered to take her from this flawed world to become his divine bride. But Andraste had an earthly husband and would not forsake him. Instead, she beseeched the Maker to return to his people once more. So earnest was her plea that the Maker was moved and promised that he would create a paradise on earth if all abandoned their false gods and turned once more to him. And this is why Andraste began her exalted march on the idolaters of the Tevinter Imperium. The Maker granted her his powers with which to smite her enemies. Andraste brought the Imperium to its knees, and her victories converted many to the worship of the Maker.
How did Andraste die?
Alas, it was the frailties of men that betrayed and killed Andraste. Her earthly husband, Maferath, a chieftain of the Alamari tribes himself, grew jealous as his wife's popularity and influence overshadowed his own. She was also revered as the Maker's betrothed, and Maferath began to see their own bond waning in significance as Andraste became ever more devoted to the Maker. Out of envy and spite, Maferath made a pact with the Archon Hysarian of Tevinter, allowing his beloved Andraste to be ambushed and captured. Andraste was burned at the stake in Minrathous, the capital of Tevinter.
Why did the Maker not save her with his power?
I have thought on this too. Did he withdraw his sight from her at that moment? Where were all the powers he bestowed upon her? This question has come to me many times, and I have no answer. Perhaps there was no way for Andraste to return to the Maker but through her death. We will never know for sure.
Let's move on now. Thank you for the story time, Liliana. Hey Zevran, welcome to the crew.
Here I am.
Here to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Why did you want to leave the crows exactly?
Well now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin after all is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
Let's see. You didn't choose to join the crows?
To be truthful, I didn't even know the crows existed when I joined them. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased. For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die.
And that system works?
Of course. You compete against your fellow assassins, and those who survive are rightfully proud of it. In Antiva, being a crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth. Gets you women. And men. Or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
So what is it you fancy? Oh, no. No, we're not interested in romance. Let's see. I think I understand. I mean, yeah, Visella obviously grew up in nobility, and it has a lot of advantages, but also, like, can be a little confining in some ways.
As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
Let's see. Will the crows eventually find you?
Eventually can be a very, very long time, if one plays one's cards right. Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so.
Wait. Hey, Griffin. Let's see. Trying to find a way through the earth, are we? It's gonna take some time, you know. Well, good luck with that then. Good boy, Griffin. Let's see. Hey, Alistair. What's up?
Look, before we go any further, I want to say something. I appreciate that you brought me to see my sister, and that you were there to talk me down after we left. You're a true friend. I just wanted to tell you that.
We're in this together, Alistair.
That we are. I have your back. You know that, right? Well, now that that's out of the way, at your service.
Apologies for what I... Wait, what would I apologize for? Possibly this?
You do? What do you know? Wishes really do come true sometimes.
I hope you can forgive me.
Done and done. Easy, isn't it? Let's never speak of it again.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure what I just apologized for, but whatever. Visella just wants to get on his good side and stay in that way. I have some questions.
Of course.
Let's see. Why did you keep your birthright a secret?
You never asked?
I heard that you didn't trust me.
No, please don't think that. It's not that I didn't trust you. It's... Please, let me try to explain. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then, after the battle, when I should have told you... I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that?
It's come up, Alistair. You've been avoiding it.
Yes, well, I suppose part of me kind of liked you not knowing.
You don't think it was dangerous not to?
More dangerous than the regular kind of danger we've faced since the battle? I don't know about that. It's just that anyone who's ever found out has treated me differently afterwards. I was the bastard prince instead of just being Alistair. I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it, and I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me.
Don't want to be king? Why not?
Hello? Have you met me? I'm no leader of men. I don't want to be the person sitting on the throne and making decisions that affect the lives of others. It just isn't me. I guess I should be thankful that Arl Eamon is far more likely to inherit the throne. If he's all right. Oh, I hope he's all right. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. I guess I was just hoping that you would like me for who I am. It was a dumb thing to do.
See. Don't worry about it, Alistair. No harm done.
I guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
Alright. Then, just Morgan then. Go off to her little corner here.
I await your command.
I'm about to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Did I already ask this? I can't remember if I already asked this, but anyways, is Flemeth really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
A powerful Maleficar?
You mean, is she truly the Flemeth of legend and story?
Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the Chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
Well, Eliana basically just told it to me, so... I'm more interested in the truth.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
That sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Just how long ago is this?
Many centuries, before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
He sold his wife to another man?
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
She spoke to... Wasn't she now married to a wealthier man?
That was not the point. Conabar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Which she never invaded, or he never defeated her?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the Great War with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
Do you believe her version?
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
How is it that Flemeth has survived for so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak of them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Aren't abominations usually insane horrors?
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her.
Interesting story, thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
My mother died, recently in fact.
Ah, then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on.
Alrighty then. Now, let me just go ahead and catch up on the codex real quick before we move on here. Let's see. Ode. Just a story for that axe we picked up. Magister's shield. Chant of Light Redemption, okay. Chantry hierarchies, let's see, this is a little more important. The Divine is the titular head of the Chantry, although since the schism split the Imperial Chantry into its own faction, there are now in fact two Divines at any one time. One Divine, informally called the White Divine, is a woman housed in the Grand Cathedral in Valrio. The other, known as the Black Divine, is a man housed in the Argent Spire in Minrathous. Neither divine recognizes the existence of the other, and the informal names are considered sacrilegious. No matter the gender, a divine is addressed as Most Holy or Your Perfection. Beneath the rank of divine is the Grand Cleric. Each Grand Cleric presides over numerous chantries and represents the highest religious authority for their region. They travel to Valrio when the College of Clerics convenes, but otherwise remain where they are assigned. All Grand Clerics are addressed as Your Grace. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that, phone keeps ringing constantly because of election season. Anyways, let's see where we at. Beneath the Grand Cleric is the Mother, or, all Grand Clerics are addressed as Your Grace. Okay, so Grand Clerics are beneath the Divine. Okay, and then beneath the Grand Cleric is the Mother, or in the Imperial Chantry, the Father. If a Mother is in charge of a particular chantry, revered is appended to her title. These are the priests responsible for administering to the spiritual well-being of their flock. A mother or revered mother is addressed as Your Reverence. Brothers and sisters form the rank and file of the chantry and consist of three main groups: affirmed, initiates, and clerics. Affirmed are the lay brethren in the chantry, those regular folk who have turned to the chantry for succor. Often they are people who have led a difficult or irreligious life and have chosen to go into seclusion, or even orphans and similar unfortunates who are raised into the chantry life. The affirmed take care of the chantry and are in turn afforded a life of quiet contemplation, no questions asked. Only those folk who take vows become initiates. These are men and women in training, whether in academic knowledge or the martial skills of a warrior. All initiates receive an academic education, although only those who seek to become Templars learn how to fight in addition. Clerics are the true academics of the Chantry, those men and women who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge. They are often found in Chantry archives, sages presiding over libraries of books and arcane knowledge. The most senior of these clerics, placed in charge of such archives, are given the title Elder, although such a rank is still beneath that of Mother. All other brothers and sisters are addressed simply by noting their title before their name, such as Brother Genitivi. Gotcha, right. And then Templars. So, often portrayed as stoic and grim, the Order of Templars was created as the martial arm of the Chantry, armed with the ability to dispel and resist magic in addition to their formidable combat talents. The Templars are uniquely qualified to act as both a foil for apostates, mages who refuse through a circle, as we know, and a first line of defense against the dark powers of blood mages and abominations. Yeah, we pretty much know, yeah, they use lyrium and everything, and it kind of makes them mad. Yeah, I don't really need to go through all of that, I don't think. Let's see. Denrim. So, when anyone in Ferelden speaks of going to the city, they inevitably mean Denrim. There is no other place in the kingdom which rivals it, not in size, population, wealth, or importance. It is the seat of the Theron family, the capital of Ferelden, the largest seaport, and, by ancient tradition, the meeting place of the Landsmeet. As well, Denrim was the birthplace of Andraste. One of them, anyway, as several other sites claim to have been the prophet's early home, including Jader and Orlais. The Chantry takes no stance on which sites claim is valid, but it is well known that Andraste was Ferelden by birth. When visiting the pilgrimage site in Denrim, it is inadvisable to mention Jader at all. The city rests at the foot of the Dragon's Peak, a solitary mountain scarred by ancient lava flows. During Andraste's lifetime, it repeatedly filled the sky with a great column of black ash, and sent burning rock raining down as far away as the free marches, but it is now considered extinct. Some believe it merely sleeps, and will again darken the sky with ash and fire when the last Ferelden king dies, but this is highly unlikely. And then dragon cults. Let us suggest for the moment that a high dragon is simply an animal, a cunning animal to be sure, but in possession of no true self-awareness or sentience. There has not, after all, been a single recorded case of a dragon attempting to communicate or performing any act that could not likely be attributed to a clever beast. How, then, does one explain the existence of so-called dragon cults throughout history? One dragon cult might be explainable, especially in light of the reverence of the old gods in the ancient Tevinter Imperium. In the wake of the First Blight, many desperate imperial citizens turned to the worship of real dragons to replace the old gods who had failed them. A dragon, after all, was a god figure that they could see. It was there, as real as the archdemon itself, and, as evidence makes clear, did offer a degree of protection to its cultists. Other dragon cults could be explained in light of the first. Some cult members might have survived and spread the word. The worship of the old gods was as widespread as the Imperium itself. Certainly such secrets could have made their way into many hands. But there have been reports of dragon cults even places where the Imperium never touched, among folks who had never heard of the old gods or had any reason to. How does one explain them? Members of a dragon cult live in the same lair as a high dragon, nurturing and protecting its defenseless young. In exchange, the high dragons seem to permit those cultists to kill a small number of those young in order to feast on draconic blood. That blood is said to have a number of strange long-term effects, including bestowing greater strength and endurance, as well as an increased desire to kill. It may breed insanity as well. Navaran dragon hunters have said these cultists are incredibly powerful opponents. The changes in the cultists are a form of blood magic, surely, but how did the symbiotic relationship between the cult and the high dragon form in the first place? How did the cultists know to drink the dragon's blood? How did the high dragon convince them to care for its young, or know that they would? Is there more to draconic intelligence than we have heretofore guessed at? No member of a dragon cult has ever been taken alive, and what accounts exist from the days that Navaran hunters record only mad rants and impossible tales of godhood. With dragons only recently reappearing and still incredibly rare, we may never know the truth, but the question remains. Yeah, this is soon enough for me facing that dragon hole in Haven here, so kind of relevant to right now. And then culture of Ferelden. Let's see, so the Fereldens are a puzzle. As a people, they are one bad day away from reverting to barbarism. They repelled invasions from Tevinter during the height of the Imperium with nothing but dogs and their own obstinate disposition. They are the coarse, willful, dirty, or disorganized people who somehow gave rise to our prophet, ushered in an era of enlightenment, and toppled the greatest empire in history. There are few things you can assume safely in dealing with these people. First, they value loyalty above all things, beyond wealth, beyond power, beyond reason. Second, although they have nothing in their entire country which you are likely to think at all remarkable, they are extremely proud of their accomplishments. Third, if you insult their dogs, they are likely to declare war. And finally, the sure sign that you've underestimated the Fereldens is that you think you have come to understand them. That was written by Empress Celine I of Orlais in a letter to her newly appointed Visitor Denrim. Right, and politics of Ferelden then. So, to our neighbors, Ferelden seems utterly chaotic. Unlike other monarchies, power does not descend from our throne. Rather, it rises from the support of the freeholders. Each freehold chooses the band or Arl to whom it pays allegiance. Typically, this choice is based on proximity of the freehold to the lord's castle, as it's worthless to pay for the upkeep of soldiers who will arrive at your land too late to defend it. For the most part, each generation of freeholders casts its lot with the same band as their fathers did, but things can and do change. No formal oaths are sworn, and it is not unheard of, especially in the prickly central Banorn, for bands to court freeholders away from their neighbors, a practice which inevitably begets feuds that last for ages. Terrans rose from amongst the bands, war leaders who, in antiquity, had grown powerful enough to move other bands to swear fealty to them. There were many Terrans in the days before King Callan had, but he succeeded in whittling them down to only 2, Gweren in the south, Highover in the north. These Terrans still hold the oaths of bands and Arls who they may call upon in the event of war or disaster, and similarly the Terrans still hold responsibility for defending those sworn to them. The Arls were established by the Terrans, given command of strategic forces that could not be overseen by the Terrans themselves. Unlike the Terrans, the Arls have no bands sworn to them and are simply somewhat more prestigious bands. The king is, in essence, the most powerful of the Terrans. Although Denerim was originally the Terraner of the king, it has since been reduced to an Arling, as the king's domain is now all of Ferelden. But even the king's power must come from the bands. Nowhere is this more evident than during the Landsmeet, an annual council for which all the nobles of Ferelden gather, held for almost 3,000 years except odd interruptions during blights and invasions. The sight of a king asking for and working to win the support of lesser men is a source of constant wonder to foreign ambassadors. And Navarra. So the 4th time I attempted to cross the border into Navarra from Orlais and was turned back by Chevaliers, I decided to take the more roundabout path, a ship back to Ferelden and then another to Navarra. The outcome was more than worth the trouble. The whole country is filled with artistry, from the statues of heroes that litter the streets and even the meanest villages to the glittering golden college of Magi in Cumberland. Perhaps nowhere is more astonishing than the vast necropolis outside Navarra city. Unlike most other followers of Andraste, the Navarrans do not burn their dead. Instead, they carefully preserve the bodies and seal them in elaborate tombs. Some of the wealthiest Navarrans begin construction of their own tombs while quite young, and these become incredible palaces complete with gardens, bathhouses, and ballrooms, utterly silent, kept only for the dead. It'd be interesting to go there at some point in the games here. Now we have the Qunari, which we basically kinda know. Qunari here, Ravain, so nowhere in my travels, not in the heart of the Empyrean or the streets of Orzammar, have I felt so much an outsider as in Ravain. The chant of light never truly reached the ears of these people. The years they spent under the thumb of the Qunari left most of the country zealous followers of the Qun. But resistance to the chant goes deeper than the Qunari War. The Ravaini refuse to be part of their seers, wise women who are in fact hedge mages, communicating with spirits and actually allowing themselves to become possessed. The chanted prohibition against those magical practices violates millennia of local tradition. And then geography of Thedas. So Thedas is bounded to the east by the Amaranthine. Did we read this before? I guess maybe. I thought we read something like this before. Maybe not. So Thedas is bounded to the east by the Amaranthine Ocean, to the west by Turashan Forest and the Hundred Horn Mountains, to the south by the snowy wastes that lie beyond the Orkney Mountains, and to the north by Donark Forest. The word Thedas is Tevinter in origin, originally used to refer to lands that bordered the Imperium. As the Imperium lost its stranglehold on conquered nations, more and more lands became Thedas, until finally people applied the name to the entire continent. The northern part of Thedas is divided amongst the Anderfels, the Tevinter Imperium, Antiva, and Ravain, with the islands held by the Qunari just off the coast. Central Thedas consists of the free marches, Navarra, and Orlais, with Ferelden to the south. What lies beyond the snowy wastes is a mystery. The freezing temperatures and barren land have kept even the most intrepid cartographers at bay. Similarly, the western reaches of the Anderfels have never been fully explored, even by the Anders themselves. We do not know if the dry steppes are shadowed by mountains, or if they extend all the way to a nameless sea. There must be other lands, continents, or islands, perhaps across the Amaranthine or north of Parvalan. Further, Qunari arrived in Thedas from somewhere, but beyond that deduction, we know nothing. Right. So then Brother Genetivi as scholar, we're gonna be saving his ass here pretty soon. Logan, Zevran, yeah, we know all these people. Let's see. Legend of Calenhead. Okay, we're missing chapter 2, so I won't read chapter 3 quite yet on that one. But we can do the history of the Chantry chapter 3. So, it is said that at the Battle of Valerian Fields, Mathras stood and looked out over his armies. He had conquered the southern reaches of the greatest empire the world had ever known, and built splintered barbarian clans into a force to be feared. With pride in his heart, he turned to congratulate his men and found that they had turned from him. Mathar fell to the evil of jealousy. After all that he had done, his wife was the one to receive all the glory. He saw his wife's power and influence, and tired of his place as second husband below the Maker. His heart swelled with fury. If he had conquered just to have his wife wrested from him by a forgotten god and a legion of faith-hungry rabble, then perhaps this war was not worth the trouble. Here, history and the Chant of Light come apart. History tells us that Mathrath looked north into the Central Imperium and saw nothing but more war against a rapidly regrouping army, and he despaired. The Chant of Light holds that Mathrath chafed with jealousy of the Maker, and jealousy of the glory that Andraste received, although it was he who led the armies. Mathrath traveled to the imperial capital of Manrathis to speak with the Archon Hessarian. There he offered up his wife to the Imperium in return for a truce that would end hostilities once and for all. The Archon, eager to put down the voice of the prophet that stirred his own people against him, agreed. Mathrath led Andraste into an ambush where she was captured by Imperial agents, putting an end to her exalted march. Crowds of loyalists stood in the central square of Manrathis to watch Andraste's execution. By command of the Archon, she was burned at the stake in what the Imperium believed to be the most painful punishment imaginable. According to the Chantry, however, Andraste was instead purified and made whole by the flames, ascending to life at her Maker's side. By all accounts, there was only silence where they expected screams. At the sight of the prophet burning, the crowds were full of the profound guilt, as if they had participated in a great blasphemy. So moving was the moment that the Archon himself drew his sword and thrust it into the prophet's heart, ending her torment and leaving those assembled to consider the weight of what they had seen. Whereas the execution of Andraste was meant to be a symbol of defeat for the faith of the Maker, in truth it all but sealed the fate of the worship of the old gods, and paved the way for the spread of the Maker's chant. And then, okay, now we have chapter 4. So the crowds present at the death of Andraste were right to feel despair. It is believed that the prophet's execution angered the Maker, and he turned his back on humanity once more, leaving the people of Thedas to suffer in the dark. In these dark times, mankind scrambled for a light, any light. Some found comfort in demonic cults that promised power and riches in return for worship. Others prayed to the old gods for forgiveness, begging the great dragons to return to the world. Still others fell so low as to worship the Darkspawn, forming vile cults dedicated to the exaltation of evil in its purest form. It is said that the world wept as its people begged for a savior who would not come. Andraste's followers, however, did not abandon her teachings when she died. The Cult of Andraste rescued her in sacred ashes from the courtyard of Manrathis after her execution, stealing them away to a secret temple. The location of the temple has long been lost, but the ashes of Andraste served as a symbol of the enduring nature of the faith in the Maker, that humanity could earn the Maker's forgiveness despite its grievous insult to him. With time, the cult of Andraste spread and grew, and the Chant of Light took form. Sing this chant in the four corners of Thedas, it was said, and the world would gain the Maker's attention at last. As the Chant of Light spread, the cult of Andraste became known as the Andrastian Chantry. Those who converted to the Chantry's belief found it their mission to spread Andraste's word. There were many converts, including powerful people in the Imperium and in the city-states of what is now Orlais. Such was the power of the Maker's word that the young King Drakon undertook a series of exalted marches meant to unite the city-states and create an empire solely dedicated to the Maker's will. The Orlesian Empire became the seat of the Chantry's power, the grand cathedral in Valrio, the source of the movement that birthed the organized Chantry as we know it today. Drakon, by then Emperor Drakon I, created the Circle of Magi, the Order of Templars, and the Holy Office of the Divine. Many within the Chantry revere him nearly as equal with Andraste herself. The modern Chantry is a thing of faith and beauty, but it is also a house of necessity, protecting Thedas from powerful forces that would do it harm. Where the Grey Wardens protect the world from the Blights, the Chantry protects mankind from itself. Most of all, the Chantry works to earn the Maker's forgiveness, so that one day he will return and transform the world into the paradise it was always meant to be. Right. Dane and the Werewolf. Nothing important, I don't think, really. Oh yeah, we're leaving that one. So then notes, Black Vials, so binding the Sixth Corp Walker. United we purchase realm of your corruption. The smallest among us binds you by your true name. Anton Wither, revenant and perversion of a friend not met. Your strength and guile denied by innocence. Andraste hold you demon and bind to reach for eternity. Sixth thumbprints of blood mark at the end of the text. One as small as though made by a child. Yeah, so this is how they bound that revenant that we fought in the vial. And then quest related, Blackstone letter of condolences. So this is a letter we were giving them. My dear lady, it is with great regret that I must inform you of the death of your husband. He died as he lived with the greatest honor, completing a task of vital importance to the guild. Rest assured that we will take vengeance on those responsible for his death. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Relnor Hawkwind. It's marked with their seal. And then Friends of Red Jenny. The task was never promised to be easy. You said you could enter the Circle Tower, and you were believed. Find the small painted box in First Enchanter Irving's office and deliver it to the door marked in Denham as agreed, or be prepared to find yourself hunted across Ferelden. Friends of Red Jenny. There's a sketched map of several doors. It requires the box to be placed on it to block out false leads. Alright. That's that for now. So now we gotta decide where we're going next. Well, obviously we want to go to Haven here. Yeah, we want to head to Haven here to find the urn. But I'm wondering, because I'm pretty sure, the Soldier's Peak is like pretty close to Denver here, so I'm wondering if we should go ahead and just take care of that while we're here, and then we could head down to... And then we could like make our way from there over to Haven here and do whatever quests we have along the way. Yeah, I guess we could do that, yeah. Okay. Go ahead and take care of Soldier's Peak here, since it's kind of on our way here. So, hey, Levi.
You considered my offer? Soldier's Peak has been abandoned too long, if you ask me.
Your family's faith will be rewarded. I will help you.
1,000 blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
So, probably pretty important codexes to look at right now. So, Sophia Dryden is Ferelden's light and her most brilliant jewel. Nothing on this earth can ever quench her fire. So, our lesser Sophia Dryden was the young Arlen's rival for the throne of Ferelden. Dryden was a strong and charismatic leader with much support from the Bannerlord. When Arlen finally won the crown, Dryden refused to relent. She pushed her claim, was caught, and accused of treason. Her sympathizers continued to support her, however. In order to appease them, Dryden was spared execution and forced to join the Grey Wardens instead. Dryden survived the joining and dazzled the Grey Wardens at Soldier's Peak with her leadership skills and charm. She eventually rose through the ranks to become the Warden Commander of Ferelden. Before Commander Dryden, the Grey Wardens were seen as a relic of an older time and an unnecessary drain on the nobles' coffers. Dryden, though, with her political connections, reinvigorated the Wardens and rapidly increased their numbers. In the meantime, King Arlen proved himself a devious king, willing to go to brutal lengths to silence his opponents. Arlen's reign of terror grew worse with each passing year, and some of the bands approached Commander Dryden in desperation, begging her to intercede. She agreed, and thus was the rebellion against King Arlen born. Arlen learned of the rebellion and took steps to end it. He publicly suspended all tithing to the Grey Wardens and declared that they were no longer welcome in Ferelden. Some of the Wardens, mindful that they were supposed to remain politically neutral, felt disgraced by Dryden's involvement in Ferelden politics and left her side, even as the king's forces lay siege to Soldier's Peak. Siege took months and ended with the death of Sophia Dryden. Right, and then we've got history of the Drydens. So in the years following the siege of Soldier's Peak, all those who carried the Dryden name were hunted by King Arlen's forces. Our noble Dryden name was smeared, and all lands and holdings belonging to the Drydens were seized by the crown. The king feared that the rebellion started by Sophia would be kept alive by her loyal friends and family, and anyone with connections to the Drydens suffered greatly. It is little wonder then that the few remaining Drydens found themselves with no allies and nowhere to turn. Tobin Dryden, Sophia's brother and guardian of her young son, had no choice but to flee Ferelden. Tobin bought passage to Antiva on a merchant vessel and traveled under the name Durocher. Once in Antiva, Tobin set about building a new quiet life for himself and his nephew. He started a small business and eventually made a name for himself as a trader. The Durocher merchant family prospered, and the name Dryden was almost forgotten. However, in 815 Blessed, Sylvie Durocher uncovered old documents belonging to Tobin and pieced together the family's history. In her pride, and perhaps in her naivety, Sylvie reclaimed the name Dryden and returned to Ferelden. King Arlen lies dead, and the Dryden name lives on. Our family has survived, even thrived, since the death of Sophia Dryden. The nobles of Ferelden may still spit on the Dryden name, but we Drydens know that Sophia Dryden was greater than them, almost a queen, and a hero of the people of Ferelden. This is all according to Levi. So definitely a good bit of bias right there. Anyways, so let us head out here. And decide who we're gonna take with us to Soldier's Peak here. Obviously Alistair, because this is a warden thing. Who else should we take with us? I don't know. We have like a particular reason to take us. I guess there's probably gonna be traps here, so we should take a rogue. I think this time. Question is, Levern or Liliana? Guess we could take, just give Zevran a bit of a chance here. And then kind of feel like taking Griffin out for this, because he's kind of like an honorary warden at this point, right? So yeah, we'll go with this team. And head over here right to Soldier's Peak.
And here we are. Soldier's Peak. Maker's breath. Look at the size of her. What a fortress. I told you the map would get us through the tunnels.
It's impressive, that's for certain.
It's just teeming with history. Can't you feel it? So, I'll follow you about, from a distance. This place has the stench of death. I expect there's trouble up ahead.
Soldier's Peak. Looks like it's seen better days. Better centuries, more like.
Yep. Alright, before we continue on though, I need to set up Zevran's bar here. Let's see. Put this over. Oop, sorry, I locked it. I meant to unlock it. Let's give you some health poultices here. And we'll put sustains over here. Any other sustains? Nope. Okay. And then we've just got our abilities that we'll use here. And then we'll need to set up your tactics here. Make you aggressive. Let's see. Do we want to put any of these on? Increasing attack speed potentially. We could try it maybe. Self any. Activate momentum. And then let's see, Mark of Death is usually pretty good. So enemy nearest visible. Let's see, where's that? Usability, Mark of Death. And then what do we want to do? So we can stun them with that. Let's say self. Surrounded by at least 2 enemies. Then I want you to use your dual weapon sweep. And let's do like this. Enemy nearest visible, and then we could maybe do below the belt here. Self or enemy health greater than 50. And then use below the belt. Okay. And that'll do for now until we get some more slots open up. Just save that. Oop. Save it real quick. And head inside here.
Fall back! Fall back already!
Taking the peak will not be easy, my lord.
I gave the Wardens one chance to die with honor. Instead, they hole up like cowards. We follow the King's advice, then. Starve them out.
But the peak has months of supplies.
Then we wait. When they are too weak to lift their weapons, we will send them to their final judgment.
What was that? Felt a bit woozy there. I'm not mad, am I? You saw it too?
I had a vision too, Levi.
How's that possible? This place truly is haunted.
Strange phenomena can be seen where the veil is thin.
The veil?
That's what separates us from the Fade and demons.
Demons? Thank Andraste you came, Warden. After you.
Yep, got a lot of demons we're gonna be fighting in here. But, yeah, lots of bodies here. Okay. Wait, what is that quest? Oh, okay, just about getting all the codexes, I guess. And that's right, we gotta fight a lot of undead here too. Demons and undead. Oh, and they're immune to my basic attack, so that's just great.
I love this game.
It is begun.
Oh, is there more? Oh, yeah. That's right. Thought we were done there for a second, but nope. It's about to start going into looting mode, but
By the maker.
a little too early on that one. Keep wanting to knock me over here. Ooh. Zephyrin, I didn't realize you were getting this pummeled so badly. That's right, I don't have Morrigan around anymore. So, I gotta be doing all the healing here myself.
Now we do battle.
Which means I gotta keep an eye on it.
It's a fine thing we've done. It is begun.
Oh, we got more. Oh, goodness. A bunch of different waves here, I guess. Oh, jeez, Everin, you're getting pummeled. Oh, shoot. Heal was too late. And Levy just standing there. Oh, because there's a yellow. I didn't realize. Oh, shit. Take some lyrium. What's up?
Get off.
Ooh. Man, I don't have enough mana for all this. Take Murray Crunch there.
Send me.
Oh, jeez.
As you say.
Okay, just trying to keep Griffin from falling down here too.
Missed.
Okay, is that all of them finally?
Less fun than I would have liked.
Yeah, sorry, Zevran. Well, not a great battle for one of your first with the group here. Sorry about that. What is your injury here? Penalty to health regeneration. It's probably not great. Let's have you fix that up real fast. Probably need to increase his constitution a little bit because he's pretty squishy to start here. So once we get some level ups on him, that might be good. Anything over here to loot? No, I think we're ready to go into building here pretty much. Alright then. Let's go fight some more undead and demons and all kinds of shit.
The men's morale is low. My spells are of no use in this matter, Commander.
There is more to leading men than sorcery, Avernus. I will remind them that they're wardens. Men, I won't lie to you. The situation is grim. Our forces outnumbered, our bellies empty, and our hearts are sagging. But we are wardens! Darkspawn flee when they hear our horns. Archdemons die when they taste our blades. So are we to bend knee to a mere human despot? No! I, for one, will never give up! I, for one, will never surrender just to dance on Arlen's gallows. So I propose here and now, in these hallowed halls where generations of our brethren stood vigil against darkspawn and evil, that we send a message to that fat bastard. In this sacred place, proud men, strong men stood defiant, and would rather die than submit to tyranny.
So brave, even when starving, and my great-great-grandmother stood with them.
Yep, she certainly knew how to make a compelling speech here. Let's see. Sounds like there is greatness in your blood.
Oh, well, that's kind of you to say. Generations of Drydens have said that our stock were lions. Fierce, proud, and noble. But I've gabbed enough. Lead on, my friend.
Alrighty then. Statement of Defiance. This poster reads, on these grounds, virtuous men stood against a tyrant. They stood defiant and stood for freedom. And they died. And is signed by the Grey Wardens defenders who were besieged by King Arlen's forces. Let's read the names of the fallen. Captain Mello, the Black Ferret, Chair Thrower Lopez, Sir Derek of Orlais and Jason the Longbow, Alan the Quibbler, Cartography Martyr, David the Silent, Dustin the Colorblind, Ebenger of the Bovine Brethren, Farrell the Feral, Sir Graham the Tiring, and Jason Sons the Argonauts, Langley the Nefarious, Lucky Lacuna, Mad Dog Smeadows, Matthias the Bloody, Gork the Vile Priest, Melissa the Magical Malefactor, the Stretched, and Packrat Dirksen. Sergeant Red Morrison, Santos the Silent Scimitar, Vitriolic Eric, Weak Eye Santos, and Wilburn the Exhausted Fire. I wonder what exactly that's like a reference to. What those names came from. Anyways, Arcane Horror. Okay, everyone on the horror.
Don't give them the advantage.
Okay, we can use Cold on this demon. Nicely. Oh gosh, Zevran, you're so squishy. Oh my gosh. Live, Zevran, live. Maybe I shouldn't have brought you here. Might be a bit more of a liability in here than I would like. He's got a letter. Let's see what the letter is. So, letter from Ban Mathuan Wolf. Sophia, Arl, Ruan, and his entire family have been slaughtered, even the children. The Ruan line is no more, and the Arling belongs to the crown for now. Arlen believed Ruan was plotting against him. Ruan criticized the king's spending on Wintersend, that is all. It was an idle word spoken out of turn. The king goes too far. His brain is filled with madness, and he clings to the crown like a drowning man clutches at a straw. Sophia, I beg you, help us. If nothing is done, more will suffer. Your humble servant, Wolf. So, I mean, she definitely had good cause to do what she did. Just too bad it ended up turning into such tragedy and whatnot. Everyone on the commander here.
Watch it!
Don't be a
Right.
We must fight.
Severin, I got it.
Let's do it quickly.
Constantly on you. Oh my gosh.
As you say.
Hopefully you get a level up soon. I could give you some more constitution or something. Jeez.
That's a lot of blood.
Alright.
I shall do it.
Note.
As you say.
Plea from Commander Othar is another. Yeah, so Soldier's Peak is more than we bargained for. There is sinister magic at work here. The men are seeing things and cannot tell nightmares from reality. The fallen return to life to attack again and again, and we are assaulted by dark creatures the likes of which I have never seen. Whoever is responsible is intent on destroying us all. The King's Army and the Grey Wardens both. Send help. We cannot last much longer. Commander Othar. Alrighty then, let's continue.
Very well.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
I'm good, Zevran, I got it.
It is begun.
Thank you, though. Let's see.
It is begun.
Loot in here. Oh, there's a helmet. Oh, that's another reason why he's not going down so fast. It's because we don't have even a full set on him. Here you go. That'll help out. No reason to put that ring on you. It won't do anything for you. Let's see. Why can't we go through that door? That's kind of weird. Okay. Range demons. Luckily, we are the Ice Queen, and they are vulnerable to that.
I still remember my first battle.
Okay. Good job, team.
I shall do it.
Oh. Didn't mean to hit this quite yet.
The door won't hold, Archivist.
Almost done. The truth must be told.
What does it matter? We're dead.
Our grand rebellion so close. And to die here, a stillbirth.
We never should have done it. Wardens aren't supposed to oppose kings and princes.
Should we stand idly by?
Another one? Rebellion? What's this about a rebellion? If only the book weren't burned.
Maybe there are other records.
We can only hope.
Right then. Oh, phone ringing again here.
Make them pay for every inch, men! Hold the flank! Avernus, we need you!
Nelate obrasuth sifan net bepan.
Andraste's blood! What?
More Avernus! Whatever it takes!
Teli e bentotus
Victos!
Press them! Press them now!
No! I command you, fight the king's men!
Fool! So much death, suffering, and oh yes, blood. The veil is torn now. Your soul is mine, Avernus.
Acolytes, retreat now! The battle is lost!
He's honestly an idiot to expect demons just to do what he said.
What just happened? Oh no, more fighting.
Yeah, but this is a pretty bad fight here too, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, we gotta defeat these guys, right, before we can actually defeat him, so... Hold on, let me...
As you say.
I love this game. Nice swing.
We must fight! Let us do it quickly!
Take that! Now we play a little.
Okay, I may have Zevran. Why don't you come help me? You guys start helping me get these guys down.
I shall do it.
Oof. Oh, jeez.
It shall be done.
Oh, I did not mean to get Alistair there. Whoops. Oh, shoot. Alistair, I can't do anything for you. Hold on. Ooh, Alistair, watch out. Oh. That was actually a lot easier
The
this time.
Wardens summoned demons. Can't believe it. And my grandmother, she knew.
Wardens don't forbid blood magic. Anything it takes to win.
I believed that my family was better than that. But answers may lay up ahead.
I thought that battle's usually worse than that. I don't know if it's just because I came at an earlier level, or maybe because I got Ice Queen's just doing pretty well. I don't know. Even Zevran didn't die there. Even if he might have come close for a minute or two there. Anyways, let's continue on here. Fight some more zombies.
I hope I don't get blood all over me again. Right there. Oh, another primary beast.
Give them the advantage.
Oh, can't go that way yet, so we gotta go over here.
It is begun.
And talk to the demon.
Step no further! Get this annoyance away from me! This one would speak with you.
Why should I speak with you?
Because this peak is mine. This one is the Dryden, Commander, Sophia. All these things.
Grandmother?
You have slain many of the demon ilk to get here. This one would propose a deal.
And why should I trust a demon?
What is one woman child compared to your might? Strike me down if my terms offend. A fool this one would be to betray the Warden.
Tell me about this deal.
Making deals with demons now, are we? I must say the crows have misjudged Wardens. You are more cunning and ruthless than we suspected. Carry on. Do not let me get in the way.
Your crow is wise. This one will explain the deal. The Soldier's Peak traps me. This one sees so many tantalizing places in the Dryden's memories. This one would see the world herself. For me to be free, into the Old Mage Tower you go and destroy. In return, this one seals the veil. No more demons. No more enemies. Your peak would be safe. Just let this one go into the world.
And what exactly will you do if I free you?
This one will roam, this one will see, this one will feed. But without me, the veil will grow weaker. More demons, more misery. You choose just one of my kind, or many.
What am I destroying?
The magics, all moving things, the very stone if you have the power. Something inside keeps my kind locked away.
I'm here on behalf of Levi. Tell me about Levi Dryden.
This one knows all, but will only talk after the tower lies broken.
Before I make a deal.
Yes.
Can you tell me anything about the tower?
You only must destroy. For your purpose, there is nothing more you need.
Sweeten the deal. What do I get out of this personally?
Your kind likes gold, yes? This one knows of all hidden places. If you help, this knowledge is yours.
I'm off to break the tower then.
Good, good. Nothing must live. Gnash stone with teeth if you can.
I mean, I've already made a deal with one demon. What's another deal with a demon, right, Severin? Severin approves.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
I got it, Severin. You just chill. So, what does her journal say here? 21 LV Esta. It is done. The nobles have thrown their lot in with Arland. Arland the snot-nosed man-child. Arland who did not walk till he was in his 5th year. Arland who had to be pried off his nursemaid's breast not 2 years ago. Or so it is whispered. The Terrans and the Earls believe him to be a simpleton and easily led, but I have seen something in the boy's eye, and it terrifies me. 10 Molioris. I watch the summer day processions from a room high in Fort Draken. The regent has me for treason, when my only guilt is of being true to my country and my heart. My guard's tongue was easily loosened with the gift of a ruby ring, and I am told that the bands are fighting against my sentence. I shall pray, but not hope that it will be anything but the gallows for me. 2 for Ventus. The draught was like bitter fire, but I survived. Weep for me, for I survived. Would that they had made a clean end for me. I should have died a lady, the greatest of the Drydens, not lived to become this nothing, this monstrous nothing. 19 Matronalis. Enough. I shall waste no more time with wretched, womanish lamentation. Death would have been easy, but fate saw fit to spare me, and I will seize upon this chance. The Grey Wardens are an army, and the old commander is weak, a wisp of a man. I will inspire the Wardens, and Arlen will rule the day he spared my life. Interesting. Alright, let's go meet up with Avernus here. See what he's been up to here. And then he's gonna want to make a deal with us, presumably, right? And yeah, so we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do. First of all, zombie fight. On the bridge. Hammer being a little weird. Okay.
I shall do it, as you say.
Get off!
This really gets the glory.
Everyone, you're so squishy.
It is begun.
Oh, and you did not get the you did not notice the trap for us.
It shall
be
be
shame. Alrighty then, let's do this. Oh, what? Oh, did I cancel it? Let everyone into the room here.
Shall we commit for the
Ooh, getting a bit here.
It is begun. I shall do it.
This appears to be old research of the Mage of Avernus. They detail a series of experiments in terse clinical handwriting.
Day 32. The subject is not responding to the stimuli. Testing the pain threshold has uncovered nothing. Only 3 subjects are left. Day 82. If only I could reproduce last night's extraordinary success. Electricity is only a catalyst. The blood is the key. Day 97. Energy and blood. Repeated applications have duplicated the results. I conjecture that success can be induced alchemically. But there are no more subjects left. If only I had 1 more, or a dozen. The things I could do.
Things you could do. Let's see with the notes here. So, the taint allows us to sense a darkspawn. The longer we survive with the taint in our blood, the more potent it becomes. Unfortunately, this corruption will eventually overwhelm the Warden over time and devours both mind and body, leaving nothing. But what if the spread of the corruption could be stopped, or contained in some way? What if the Warden could become more powerful, without having that power kill him? How great would that power be? Would it be enough to stop the demons? The joining ritual is crude. We take into ourselves the blood of the darkspawn in the most obvious way. Most die from the corruption immediately. It is, after all, poison. There must be some way to refine the joining. Isolate the true power that is found in darkspawn blood, and leave behind the evil that kills us. I can feel the corruption starting to take its toll on my body. I must not succumb. There is too much work to be done. Through my magic, I've been able to slow its inevitable spread, but not stop it completely. I'm starting to hear things even while awake. A voice, more beautiful than any other, that calls to me from the depths. In my dreams, I see the Black City, and I am drawn towards it. There is something there, in answer to what this taint is. This taint that we share with the Darkspawn. Let's see. This noxious potion appears to be the culmination of Avernus' horrific research. It promises to unlock the hidden potential of the tainted blood you drink during the journey. Let's, bottoms up. Pain wrecks your body, but there's power in this pain, and a hint of understanding. You have access to new abilities. Alrighty then, where do I get these new abilities to put on the bar? Or do I have to unlock them first? That's right, Self-inflicted wound lets a mage draw from the power of tainted blood, rapidly regenerating a significant amount of mana but taking a small hit to health. Okay. And then Bloody Gross. The mage's own tainted blood becomes a weapon, sapping the caster's health slightly but inflicting severe damage on the target. Darkspawn targets suffer additional damage for a short period. Interesting. Let's move things along a little bit here. And we can put these in here. Maybe just put them in their own little spot here for now. Alright. Put that back up. See it on up. And move forward here.
I hear you. Don't disrupt my concentration. Even now, the demons seek to replenish their numbers. Are you to thank for this welcomed but temporary imbalance?
The old Warden Mage, you're still alive?
Only just. I have only a short time left. Why are you here? What is your intent?
I'm here to recover the Grey Warden's base.
An admirable goal. But in order to achieve this, the demons must be cut off forever.
Want some answers?
To what questions, I wonder? Ask.
How have you survived these many years?
The Chantry foolishly forbids blood magic, but there are so many secrets to uncover. As my body decayed, I found ways to extend it. But that can only go so far.
Tell me about what happened here.
What use would storytelling serve? The tyrant Arland is long dead, as is all our noble co-conspirators and the Grand Rebellion. Sophia's corpse may walk and talk, but she, too, is no more.
How was Arland a tyrant?
He ruled with fear and poison, his treachery pit noble against noble in terrible battle. We thought him a monster. We gathered allies to rebel. But the toll of years has erased our failure, hasn't it? It seemed so pressing then, but the kingdom lives on.
What happened to the rebellion?
Too many mouths to quiet. Even sorcery can only go so far. So we met with Tirn Kuzland. With him on our side, we had a chance of victory. Instead, the King's Guard ambushed us. Commander Dryden and I barely escaped.
Kuzland's almost rebelled? That's my family.
Is it? You lost many family members that day. I saw the Tyrn's head on the meeting table, with an apple in its mouth. Arland's butchers, no doubt, slaughtered enough Kuzlands to make them pliable.
He had to know that summoning so many demons was foolhardy.
Perhaps, but it was survival. For months, I prepared the summoning circles, researched the darkest depths of the Fade. That moment was a triumph of demonic law. Dozens of demons, called by my hand. But with so many variables, I suppose, calculation errors were inevitable. Ugh. I was so close.
Let's see. So I'm proud of your actions. No. Commander Dryden didn't have the demons?
She gave the order. I would have summoned the demons anyway. Only under Wardens can true magical research continue. A chance to rediscover the secrets of ancient Tevinter.
You do remember how that ended? The Black City, Darkspawn?
Chantry lies told to subjugate the mages, to keep them docile.
So I'm proud of your actions.
My only regret is that it failed, and that I never had a chance to make Arland pay.
The time for questions is over.
So be it. My only request, if justice or vengeance drive you, stay your hand until the demons are dealt with.
Until the demons are dead, we are allies.
That will do for now. We must go to the Great Hall. There, I will repair the damage I caused so long ago. There will be peril. The demons will fight us every step of the way. Come.
Ooh. That seems kind of unnecessary. Let's see. Chest over here.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Yeah, I don't know which side will necessarily go with here, Avernus or Sophia. I mean, I guess Sophia's offering us stations of gold and stuff, so might be worth going with her. I mean, they're both sisters, obviously, but so we'll just go with whatever gives her the best outcome for herself here. So let's see. Oh, Zephyrin. Should have brought Liliana. She'd be able to see these traps. Hold on, Avernus. Let me get out of the trap real fast. Go on. Oops, someone else got caught just as we get in here.
He lives! You were supposed to kill him!
Sophia, is this a trap?
What if I just stay silent?
I'm finished hiding. After these long, bitter years, let it be over, once and for all.
This one will give you the end you crave.
Help me now, Warden.
Okay, yeah, I do have to choose. I mean, Sophia offered us some gold and stuff, so should probably go with her. I mean, Avernus hasn't really offered us anything particularly interesting, and he's about to be dead anyway, so fight alongside his Dia, I suppose.
I am armed. I shall do it.
Up.
Quickly, we must fight.
That wasn't so bad.
Maelstrom has subsided. The Magus' web is destroyed. This one remembers the deal. Come, follow. Gossamer strands only stand between this world and home. Feel it? So deliciously weak here, so frail. The entire world should be as such. But this one will feed the veil, make it strong. My brethren will not make it easy. Are you ready?
What's my part in this?
You keep the brethren away from me.
Where's Rordale's offer be?
Then we begin.
Let's see. Levy, stay out of the way. You don't see all the demons right in front of you.
Nice swing.
No quarter shall be given.
He's just standing in the middle. He's lucky he's not getting attacked by the demons, man. Alright. Severin, you're so squishy. Let me try this. Was this the one that gives... No, where's the one? This one gives me mana, right? Let me try it. I don't have quite enough to heal, though. I need more mana to heal. Alistair. Oh, shoot, when did Zevran die? I feel like I just blinked and Zevran just freaking died. He's seriously like freaking beanbag, man. So squishy. Okay, I guess I need to take some lyrium here. And now the hardest part, we got 3 man in here. Well, 2 man and a dog, I guess. More accurately. Try and save my mana here a little bit if I can. Mister, survive, please. Almost got her. There we go. Okay, welcome back, Severin.
As you say.
That looks like my lyrium potion back there. And another one for the road. Okay, let's see.
And it is done. Your veil is strong. This one has kept its word. Now this one will go. There is much to do.
There's still the little matter of payment.
In the Dryden's quarters, a stone on the wall, carefully concealed. It holds the gold this one promised.
Levi has some questions for you you're going to answer.
That was not the agreement. This one promised no such answers.
Answer his questions or die, demon.
Oh. Ask, human. Ask quickly.
Grandmother, Sophia, she knew about the blood magic then?
Yes, she did. Avernus was powerful, useful. It suited her ambitions.
But my grandmother was a hero.
In her own mind, yes. She aspired to rule the land of the waking, to cast out the tyrant king, to mete out justice to those who betrayed her. Cousin Arland was so coy, so devious, years before she sensed the asp.
Sophia was the king's cousin?
The old king died without kin, and the Drydens sought to don the crown. But the boy Arland was thought pliable by those in power. Fools. The Dryden, powerful, charismatic, insightful, and ignored. They gave her a choice, death or the Wardens. She bided her time, she waited, she lived. The boy King Arland spread terror, spread death, and the Dryden plotted. But Arland's spies were too clever. She was discovered, and her last battle was here.
I don't know why I keep having to choose to listen instead of ignoring it.
How did you come to take her?
When the Avernus deserted her, the Dryden would not die. Fierce pride, lovely, delicious terror. This one came to her. She would live in a fashion. And so she does. For this one is honest.
Do you have any proof of this? Any proof of her good deeds and bad?
Poor ilk of this body. This one has nothing. Only words lost in the wind.
I'm sorry, Levi.
I don't know what to think. The whole family held to the belief that Sophia was a hero. Truth is she was, and she wasn't. Thanks, though. The truth is good to know.
Our business is at an end.
Let's see. Leave.
You take that word of yours very seriously, do you not? Either that or you have a dark streak. Either way, I am impressed.
You will never see me again, Warden.
I don't know. No reason really to risk anything against her. I mean, we could have killed her,
You've
but
done it, Warden.
whatever.
Soldier's Peak is safe again. No matter
Actually, we
what
probably
she
should have
said,
killed her.
I dare say you haven't seen the last of Sophia Dryden. I'm not sure that was the wisest of moves, but there was no proof to redeem my family.
Yeah, now that I think about it, she probably should have killed the double-crossed the demon and killed it, because now, like, if anyone, yeah, like, it kind of serves almost as, like, proof that she was doing some messed up stuff in here, so, yeah, probably should have killed it. Oh, well. Just kind of, I guess Visella kind of slipped up there, we'll just say, kind of forgot to be the double-crosser, just decided, you know what, let's just let the demon off. Why not? Let's just see what the demon gets up to, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I don't think we ever encounter her again, so it's not like it really matters, but, you know, just thinking about it logically here. Anyways. Past one offered a redemption. Try the future instead.
For so long, I was focused on the past, on answers. But I think I would have been better off had I stayed at home. Enough of that, though. I find myself at a loss. You've got a whole fortress now. I suppose I should start plying my trade again.
Where will you go?
I might use the peak as a base of operations. So many bandits about, but none would dare come here. Nice place to store trade goods. You, of course, will get a sizable discount.
Looks like we're done here. A demonic invasion thwarted, a warden base safely rescued. We do good work.
Yes, we do. Alistair, just ignore the fact that we let a demon walk off into the world. I'm surprised you didn't have anything to say about that, to be honest. But anyways... I feel like I remembered this DLC being longer. I guess maybe just because normally sometimes I have trouble with some of these fights, and maybe that's what prolongs it. I don't know. Oh, what is with the portrait over here?
I shall do it.
Found an old painting, one dating back to Commander Asturian's times. Perhaps Asturian's history points to this. Oh, I didn't read this. Let's see. Recite the Grey Warden Oath. Oh. Oh, I think it's a sword here, isn't it? Oh yeah, Asturian's Might. Pretty nice sword, yeah. And Shadow Bell and stuff. Okay. Some nice loot. I forget exactly what that's from. What that's all about. But anyways, let's see. Do we want to put this on you? Not really. You've got better sword right now. But still need... Actually, can Severin use that? Maybe. Yes he can. Excellent. And I think we got, yeah, belt. Not really better than what you have, though. So that's fine. Let's see. Let's go get the gold that Sophia told us about, I suppose, first thing. Oh, and we got a furnace stuff here. Improves magic. That'll be nice when we eventually get access to blood magic here, when we get our next specialization. Hidden stash over here. Eight sovereigns. Pretty nice. Not sure if it was worth letting a demon out into the world, you know, but oh well. Actually, wait, am I going... Oh. I guess, did I get a chance to look around his tower and loot it? I can't remember now. Let me see. So I think we went into like a cutscene, so... Doesn't look like we're missing anything though, so let's head on out of here. Yeah, I always feel like every time though I think this is gonna be a longer DLC than it actually really is. So I did that. Let's head out of here. Which way do we go again to get out? This way. Let's see. Oh, did we need the armor we pick up do any good for Severin here? Let me just take a quick look. Probably not really. No, okay. And we'll have to wait and come back for this place to get some more peeps in it and everything. So we
Very
can
well.
head out, head back to camp to heal up Severin's injury without wasting a kit here.
I don't understand.
Oh.
You look like a woman.
I am a woman.
You are a Grey Warden. So it follows that you can't be a woman.
That doesn't make any sense, Dan.
So you understand my confusion, then?
Why can't I be a woman?
Women are priests, artisans, shopkeepers, or farmers. They don't fight.
That's not a universal truth. Some women fight.
Why would women ever wish to be men? That makes no sense.
They don't wish to be men. They wish to be women who fight.
Do they also wish to live on the moon? That's as attainable.
I'm a woman and I'm fighting.
One of those things can't be true. A person is born, Gunari or human or elven or dwarf. He doesn't choose that. The size of his hands, whether he is clever or foolish, the land he comes from, the color of his hair, these are beyond his control. We do not choose, we simply are.
But a person can choose what to do.
Can they? We'll see.
Alrighty then. Let's see, sell some stuff.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out.
Let's see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay. Let's see. Not planning on using crossbow. Maybe sometime I'll play a warrior and do crossbow stuff. Don't know if it's any good. I don't think it really is, but I've never tried it, so I'm not sure. Not entirely sure. Alrighty then. Lesser cells go. Didn't gifts for anyone. Okay then. Alright, I am gonna take a quick break here. And be back soon to continue along our way here, but thank you for watching, and I will see you later.